Hello everybody, and welcome back to Guild Wars 2. Today we are doing Section 4 of Living World Season 3. We took a week, if I get this video out in time, maybe a little longer, of a break. That was the YouTube break. In all actuality, I took a much longer break than that from Guild Wars. If you saw last week's video, I've been stuck in Minecraft. So I've been there for a month or more. Summer's been weird. Not really able to do much, audio recording with, air conditioner and fan noise and everything like that. But I'm back, and hopefully I should be more consistent with the videos. I plan on grinding out some Guild Wars. I plan on grinding out some Planet 2. I plan on hopefully starting a couple more series or doing a couple of reviews here and there. And if I get any interest in Minecraft, then I will continue some Minecraft too. So that's where we're at right now. So Chapter 4, Guild Wars. Some of this I know really well, and some of this I don't, because it's been a hot minute since I have gone through this. And excuse me while I play with my lighting. It has been a ridiculous amount of time since I've played with my ring light and gotten all of the settings and everything where I wanted them. Green is what I usually do for Guild Wars too. That dark. That might be what the setting we want. We'll try it. Seems like I feel very dark. I feel very dark. Still, I might need to move where light is, maybe. Maybe if we do something like that. I don't know. Plus that with the reflection on my glasses, it's all great. It's all fantastic. And I have lights on too. Like, it's not just whatever. Okay. So Guild Wars. Is this more Guild Wars? I don't know. No, this part of the story was actually pretty interesting. Not the most interesting of it until like the end, because we're helping Jenna, Queen Jenna, in Divinity's Reach. Flushing out a coup or whatever, and White Mantle stuff, and seeing if there's any traitors in the mist and things like that. So we go through and we end up fighting at their little council meeting thing, and we just do a lot of defense for her, and then we do a lot of information finding, and you actually get to see like some of Jenna's strengths. Is nice, because you don't really get to see much of her. Like, she's not one of the characters we see a lot of fighting wise, but she's that Mesmer type of source. Is she Mesmer? I think she's a Mesmer. Now I'm struggling to remember. But yeah, it was a couple of difficult fights, not the most challenging. Since I've changed over my build, it has been pretty nice. I've been dying a lot less. Been doing a lot better in that regard. A lot more sustainability. Doing a lot more, just bouncing around, which is what I initially wanted with this character. So I have been very happy with the build. And then we move on to helping Logan in Lake Doric, and the rest of the chapter is just doing stuff in Lake Doric with Logan. well, not really with Logan, for Logan. Logan just stays in his station. You don't actually get to fight with him at any point. But he's alive and well, so that's good. Given the shit he went through with Path of Thorns, Heart of Thorns, Heart of Thorns. Path of Fire is coming up. I'm trying to... And they just released their newest expansion. So I say just released because I haven't actually played Guild Wars in a month. But I am trying to work my way up so that I can get that and catch up and do everything like that. But we do get the fun of, you know, running through, and I think we actually completed most of this map, actually, by the time we were done with everything. I ended up I missed a couple vistas, not great on the vistas, and points of interest. I still needed to get a few points of interest as well, but that's fine. Map completion is not my forte and or interest. The story is my interest. The story. So yeah, it was just chapter 4. I don't really know much past that, what to say about it. It was fighting a lot of White Mantle. A lot of White Mantle. All the White Mantle. But I will... Spoiler. I'm kind of going to skip ahead to what the last part of the video is about. I doubt I'll talk for a full half hour today. We end up finally making it to, I pronounce it Kadakis. I know it's pronounced a little differently by a couple other people I've interacted it with. I don't remember how the game pronounces it. I call him Kadakis. We do end up at his mansion with Demi. She ends up leading us into his mansion, and we end up in a big, huge battle with him and his Bloodstone crazy powers, because he is a legit certifiable crazy person at this point. And we did not do great. That was a very, very difficult battle. Even if you have the best character in the world, like, that might honestly actually be one I would recommend getting a friend to help you with, because that was by far one of the most difficult boss battles, because we all know my love of goofy mechanics, which honestly it wasn't that difficult of a goofy mechanic, and honestly the game made it pretty easy. You kind of didn't even really need to aim. You just had to pick up a bloodstone and hurl it in his general direction, and he was big enough, it pretty much just hit him. But that was, you know, goofy mechanic number 1. And then on top of that, you're in this restricted circle area. The platform was it spinning? It felt like it was spinning. I don't know if it was or not. There was a lot going on, and it was very, very busy. It was very, very chaotic. There was... You, Canuck, and 2 other people at this point that were all fighting him. And usually when you have that many companions, you know it's going to be a tough fight, but it's not usually that obnoxious. And I honestly... I spent, I think, an hour by myself trying to do that boss battle, and I only got him down like a quarter of the way. So I called in for help, and I was fortunate enough to actually have 2 people come and help me. So it ended up working out really nicely in that regards. And you know, they both have badass characters, so I felt like I did almost nothing and they were just going to town, because they both have already beaten that fight, I think, multiple times, because they've both been called in to help each other and others fight that battle. So it works out. It definitely works out if you can get into a guild or have friends that play this game that know what they're doing. Or know somebody that knows what they're doing. Like, if you know a person that knows a person, like if I got on and somebody in the guild or on the map was like, oh hey, I want to do this, does anybody know? I'd be like, oh hey, you want to come help? I'll help too, but this person needs help and I'm not it. I'm not the one to help. I'll offer moral support. I am a moral support. The other fun thing I got introduced to was fractals. I didn't put any of that footage in. This was already like... This is well over like 4 hours of footage that I initially condensed to like an hour and a half. And then I was like, that's not... I can't make an hour and a half episode. So I was debating whether or not to like split it up. And then I was like, I'll just speed it all up a little more. So get half an hour. Get 4 hours and half an hour. So yeah, it's not the most time consuming. Like, I don't know if it was just they knew that big huge battle with Gaddakas is gonna take you forever and friends, or what, but they really didn't. There wasn't anything super lengthy about this except for the part before Kadakas, breaking the siege, where you have to go through and, you know, get that map experience. You know, my favorite thing in the world, where you just have to run around and explore the map and help with different things. And so I did ask my mesmer friend to come and help me with that, but I didn't realize how far along I already was, so I probably could have done it on my own. But we had been doing fractals and things for him. Fractals are weird. I did record some of that footage, so I might make a separate video on that. I don't know. I did it atrocious. I was atrocious. I was moral support. Like, this... Especially for one of them. It was just this random tentacle monster, and it was just a pain in the butt. But yeah, that has absolutely nothing to do with The Living World Season 3. Absolutely nothing. That's just what I was doing before I finished Breaking the Siege. So yeah, Breaking the Siege, that section of it, I think is part 4 of chapter 4, was by far the longest part, and that's just because you're running around the map, completing stuff, and events. Events are big. If you can get into a group doing the events around the map, that's your most helpful. That's the biggest way to gain experience quickly. Otherwise, you're just nickel and diming experience and beating up White Mantle, and some groups of White Mantle are super easy to beat up, and some are an absolute nightmare to beat up. Because every other mesmer on the planet is a pain in the ass to beat up. White Mantle mesmers are no joke. Like, they are pain in the butt, because they never are alone either. They are always in a group with like a knight or a cleric or some bullshit. So yeah, basically you get to run around like Doric, do a whole bunch of work, and then go fight Kadakas. And that's all for this section. And like I said, I'm hopeful I will be a little bit more on track now that I've I don't have the air conditioner and the fans on 24/7 in this room anymore. or the whole house for that matter. So I should be able to record a little bit more. And I've done a ton on Minecraft, so I should be able to not get stuck on there as much. So yeah, I think I'll have a Planet Zoo episode out as well, returning to our Taiga Zoo. I did do the grizzly bears, I did do them. So I should have that episode out too, hopefully this week, and hopefully I can get back into, like I said, hopefully I can get back into a couple other games, and then Planet Zoo and Guild Wars 2 I definitely want to continue working on. So yeah, if you guys have listened to me ramble for 15 minutes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. So I hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
bring back.